Check us out on Patreon, guys, where we're giving you the entire year now for $10.08. Over 100 videos worth of content for $10.08.
8 cents is just such a slap in the face.
Like 84 cents a month, I think is what it comes out to.
I haven't seen 84 cents in 15 years. Ever since penny candy.
So check us out on Patreon, guys. Hope to see you there.
The entire year.
What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man, George.
What's shaking, guys? How you living out there, man? Shout out to the free thinkers, of course. Deftones time.
It's been a while, though. When's the last time that we've covered a Deftones song? It's been about a year at least, right?
Yep, about a year it looks like. I mean, we've done, 5 Deftones songs on this channel? My Own Summer, Change, Digital Bath, you've seen The Butcher. We did the Deftones songs with Maynard, Passenger.
Yep.
And I think that they've proven themselves to be one of our favorite bands.
Yeah,
like
man.
one of both of our favorite bands.
Yes, sir.
Because we each have our individual favorites that I think like we gravitate towards more. But I think that this band for both of us is just, we love it. We have pretty much almost anything they do, we like. So
I hate to be so biased though going into it, but that's the truth though.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, but we weren't biased to begin with, so they earned that.
That's true.
They earned that.
That's true, man. That's true. So I believe this album is titled Ohms, and the song we're doing today is Ohms.
Self-titled.
I believe that's like the law of circuitry, and electricity,
Really?
and resistance, and speakers and wattage and all that. That's my old audio background coming back to haunt me. That's the only way I don't know if that's what they mean by that, but that's the only ohms I've ever heard of.
Yeah, that makes one of us. I had no idea what that meant whatsoever.
So, and I think their new album is coming out on the 25th of September, if I'm not mistaken.
So, as I mentioned, man, it's always been a good time listening to Deftones. I really have no idea what to expect from them. Quite frankly, I didn't know the album was coming out. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of got a lot of people on Instagram that hit us up. Twitter as well. We had a few people on Twitter and on Patreon that just said, hey, Deftones, they're going to be releasing a few new songs. So didn't know it was coming out. I think the last album they put out was right around 2016. So it's been about 4 years. So let's see what they got. Let's see how they approach. Is this going to be sex metal? You know what I'm saying? Am I going to be able to get it into this? Or is this the My Own Summer? Is this Digital Bath Deftones? My Own Summer Deftones? Or is this a brand new Deftones? I don't know. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. Deftones, Ohms. Gino always has this astral projection phase in the song where you're being transported that's the astral projection
right here,
moment, right here
in this bridge,
like you're being transported to another dimension, and that's like a common theme. But what I want to understand is, I like the riffs. Maybe we need to get an engineer in here. We're gonna do a reaction with an engineer because I need to know why it seems like some songs are. It just seems like when we listen to some metal, it's clear and it's powerful, and I'm talking about big time metal bands. I'm not talking about underground metal bands that don't have the money for great engineering. We're talking about bands like Deftones, Gojira, and Mastodon, and all these bands. It just seems like the instruments are very, very sort of muddied and lower when they could be more full and more powerful and louder. It just seems like the riffs in this are almost in the background. Like if we listen to My Own Summer right now, you hear the it just sounds like it's like in the forefront instead of the background. And I don't know why that is, or if it's just sort of an equalization thing where Chino's vocals, they want that to be more prominent. But I just feel like okay, the riffs are good, and I could tell that it's a rocked out joint, but I'm struggling to get into it because it feels like those riffs are just low and in the background to me. I don't know.
Like it being like compressed or subdued
Something,
or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I do love Chino. Chino's voice, man. It's just such an important part of their style. You know what I'm saying? It's such a signature thing.
I hear what you hear, and I've always struggled with that in all genres. It seems like all genres struggle with that. And I don't know why. It's sometimes you can hear some songs and they sound very vibrant and very clear and very equal. I guess that's probably balance. Yeah, it sounds very balanced in some songs, and then other songs you especially if you play the song in succession. Let's say you play one song that you love and you hear all the time and it sounds great from a production standpoint, and then you go into the next song. And it sounds like it's being compressed, or it sounds like, and it's like they both came out the same time, same year, all that kind of stuff. Maybe it's deliberate. I don't know. But I hear what you hear. I mean, I guess it's hard to articulate, but it's interesting because you would think that there would be a standard for the way things are compressed or put onto to a disc or put onto a disc. I'm talking like I'm in fucking 1999 and shit. But put onto digital media, you would think it would be a standard of how that is recorded and sampled and brought out to the public.
So I know this is a long pause, guys, but the reason why I feel like we're pausing this long, at least for me, the reason why I feel like I want to kind of harbor on this a little bit is because I feel like I'm supposed to like this. I feel like I'm supposed to get into this more based off of, I hear the music and I hear what they did. I hear the melody and I'm like, yo, this kind of jams out, but I can't get into it. And I was looking to the side here while we were listening to the song, and it said Abe Cunningham, I believe the drummer, said that Steven's guitar tone is so damn thick on this song. He said it's hard to get the drums and everything else in sounding huge when the fucking guitar is eating up all the prime real estate. It's literally on this song. I'm reading this onto the side of the lyric sheet that we're looking at. So I don't know if that's why they pulled the guitar back to kind of make way from the drums, because the drums I'm not hearing as much as really mostly in the guitar, where I feel like it's just very, very low. And I want those guitars to be in my face. I want to hear those nasty riffs loudly. You know what I'm saying? Like if I listen to My Own Summer, we can play that shit right now. I just hear that shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's in my head. All right, let's get back to it, guys.
Man, I think that's a success, dude. I know that I didn't go crazy and stuff like that in this reaction, man, but I just feel like it's a given because I like Deftones and I like their style. It's a very subdued, smooth, fly. You've heard me say that, kick back type of style as it pertains to metal. And I don't know if I don't know if I can identify a lot of other groups in that category. So I feel like I can listen to Deftones no matter what I'm doing, no matter what kind of mood I'm in. I can just kind of rock it and I'm going to enjoy it. It's just very smooth and kick back. And
they have something for every mood.
Right. Yeah. And another genre that does that for me as well, guys, is R&B. I can listen to that anytime and when I'm doing anything because I just think it's so smooth and laid back and I could just kind of get lost in the music, man. So it's a win for me.
Playlist?
Yeah, it's playlist. It's playlist because I just like that sound. Now I will say that they didn't take any chances with this though. This is standard Deftones to me. To me, this day they're like, we're gonna stay in pocket. We're not gonna really do anything different from what we've done in the past, and that's okay for me. I like that. I mean, I don't necessarily believe that you need to be so abstract and so creative to recreate like a buzz. Fuck that. If you don't like this ain't for you. This is what I do. This is the lane that I'm in, and this is the type of music that I make. So I like that from them. If you're a person that really wants your favorite band to kind of take chances, I don't think they did that here. I don't think they took chances, and I'm okay with that. And I'm gonna continue to rock that. I hope the rest of the album sounds a lot like this because I just love that style.
The lyrics say here, we're surrounded by debris of the past and it's too late to cause a change in the tide, so we slip into our hopeless sea of regret as I stare. I just thought that was well written. They regret what they did at some point in their lives and they're just, I guess at this point, living with the regret is what it sounds like, but I don't know what that is as it relates to Deftones. Maybe it could be a societal thing. When they say we're surrounded by debris of the past, maybe atrocities committed in the past.
Us as a people, or whatever the case may be. Yep.
From a societal perspective, I'm not sure, but I have to sit with the lyrics a little bit more. But I couldn't really get into the lyrics and I couldn't get into the song because the mixing is what bothered me in this. And I was looking up who mixed this song, and shout out to this man, Terry Date is a very well respected rock and metal producer. And in the comments here, all I'm seeing is people saying, this was mixed so well, this is so powerful. So maybe it's a me thing. Maybe I have to acknowledge that maybe it's a me thing. Maybe it's just I have to get this in the car, to play this in the car to see if it has a different type of impact. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. To sum this, I'm going to make this very simple. The guitars sound like they've been neutered to me in this song. From a mixing standpoint, it sounds very, very low. It doesn't seem like it's amplified enough on the guitar end. And I am not an engineer. I don't know if that was deliberate. If that was deliberate, then maybe it's a style thing for me. Maybe it's muffling it and having that sort of that quieted guitar in the background. Maybe that's just not what I liked, what I'm into. Because Terry Date is obviously very well respected, and it seems like people in the comments seem to really love this song. And I think Chino's voice is great. Chino's voice to me, I like that the most out of this song. Chino has a way of making sultry just cool. He makes sultry cool and metal with hard instruments, which is I've always struggled with that. Like voices that aren't like hard and aggressive with harsh instruments and metal, just with the heaviness of metal has always been a struggle for me. But he's one of those few voices that don't have that aggressive tone. And I know he can be aggressive. He can do screams and all that. But when he does that sultry thing, it just works for me.
Yeah.
It's just so cool to me. And I think the risk would probably have been equal to that had it not sounded so compressed or whatever the case may be. I could be way off, guys. It is what it is. Never claimed to be an expert, but I thought the guitars could have had more punch in this. You know what I mean? But shout out to them, though. Solid song. That's it. But I can't wait for the album. I know it's gonna be some stuff on the album that I love. I have yet to hear a Deftones song that I just absolutely
completely hate.
It just doesn't happen because, like Ryan said, they just have a style that speaks to us. But that's it. That's the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed that, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, guys, check out our Patreon channel if you're interested. It will allow you to get exclusive access to our content. The link for that will be in the description. I'm George. That's Ryan. Lost in Vegas.
We out.
We out.